Hi guys, welcome to part 2 of why your periods are painful. If you haven't watched part 1, make sure to check it out. I will also be doing a part 3 in my upcoming videos, so make sure you're subscribed. Today I'm going to talk about how emotional stress can directly cause your period pain according to traditional Chinese medicine. I will cover in detail what it does to the body, what other things that can happen if it's not resolved, common signs and symptoms, the liver's role in this dynamic, and what can you do to help yourself. I do want to emphasize here that it doesn't just cause period pain, it can also cause your period to be delayed, to come earlier than usual, to be irregular, to stop completely, to bleed heavily or continuously, grow cysts and fibroids, or make you infertile. Basically, emotional stress is the root cause in many disorders, not limiting to gynecological issues. So this is a very important topic that needs to be addressed seriously. But in this video, I'm only going to be focusing on how it causes period pain. First of all, we need to understand a Chinese medicine diagnostic term called qi stagnation. And to understand that, we need to understand what qi really means. Most people refer to qi as energy, but actually there is no direct translation of qi to English because there are so many layers to the meaning of this word, and it can be used in many different contexts. I'm just going to give you a brief introduction to what qi means. If you would like me to make a whole video on it, let me know in the comments. So what is qi, right? Basically, qi is what everything in this universe is made out of, both material and non-material. It is literally everywhere. Chinese medicine believes that human beings are the result of the interactions of qi from the heaven and earth. When qi condenses, it takes physical shape and it turns into matter. When qi disperses, it becomes a lighter form of energy like air, steam, or electricity. All of the physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual activities are manifestations of qi. I personally think the closest translation of qi in the Chinese medicine context is life force energy. When emotional stress happens, it directly influences the qi movement in the body. Think of the times when you felt really sad, like you're bawling your eyes out. You kind of feel a bit out of breath while it's happening, right? Or think of the times that you were really irritated or angry. What did you feel in your body? Sometimes you would get so worked up it's hard to breathe, right? Like there's this constrictive feeling in your chest, or your cheeks can get a little bit flushed, or your voice can sound a little bit louder, or suddenly you can hear the pounding in your heart, right? These are all manifestations of qi activities in different forms. They are absolutely normal and everybody feels like that sometimes. However, when there is an ongoing emotional stress for a prolonged period of time or sudden onset of high intensity emotional stress, this is when qi condenses and gets heavy. It is no longer able to move properly like it used to, so it becomes stagnant. The scary part is that most women are so adapted to a certain level of emotional stress that they don't even notice it themselves. They sweep it under the rug, become numb, or they toughen up and, deal with it. They suppress their emotions by trying to keep everything inside. And that is probably one of the worst things you can do to your body. A lot of the times, the emotional stress that's causing the problem now isn't even from current events. It can be from a trauma that happened maybe 10 to 20 years ago, but because it was never resolved or processed properly, your body stores that stressful energy in your tissues, in your organs, and channels. In Chinese medicine, different emotions like anxiety, grief, fear, or frustration actually impact different organs. I'm thinking of talking about each one of them in my future videos. Let me know in the comments if you'd like that. Anyways, like I mentioned earlier, qi is the basis of all activities in your body. It produces movement, therefore it pushes blood, oxygen, and nutrients to where they need to go. What do you think happens when free-flowing qi suddenly or gradually gets stuck in one place? This is what we call qi stagnation. Three things can happen with qi stagnation. First, it condenses and becomes heavy, which usually manifests into pain or discomfort like period pain, bloating, breast tenderness, or headaches and stuff like that. When it doesn't get resolved and gets worse over time, stagnant qi will turn into matter. Qi pushes blood, nutrients, and oxygen, right? So all those things get stuck as well. When blood becomes stagnant, we call it blood stasis. This is when you get severe stabbing pain or clots in your blood, and over time it can turn into fibroids. This is also why a lot of people get their cysts and fibroids surgically removed and they keep growing back. Why? Because the root cause is still there. The emotional stress has never been resolved. Now, I just want to say this isn't the root cause in every case, but it is very common. The second thing that can happen with stagnant qi, especially long term, is that it can turn into heat. This is when people can experience feeling of being hot, thirsty, bowel movement becomes dry and constipated, having migraine, acne, or skin breakouts around period time. The third thing that can happen with qi stagnation is that depending on where those stagnations are, the blood, nutrients, oxygen cannot get delivered efficiently by qi to the internal organs, so your organs can end up becoming deficient. When organs are deficient, certain symptoms will pop up. For example, some commonly seen symptoms in women with kidney deficiency are lower back pain, low or no libido, hair loss, fatigue, insomnia. There are different types of deficiency which I will be talking about in my future videos. But my point here is that too much or prolonged period of qi stagnation can cause secondary deficiency problems. It is very common to have both stagnation and deficiency symptoms at the same time. So what are the symptoms of qi stagnation in regards to menstruation? Usually the more premenstrual symptoms you have, the worse your qi stagnation is. However, it doesn't mean that if you don't have PMS, you don't have qi stagnation. These symptoms are usually experienced around period time. Lower abdominal pain, breast tenderness or pain, bloating or gas, constipation, headache or migraine, mood swings. Your blood can be thick and dark in color with or without clots, and your period can become irregular. In Chinese medicine, the organ gets impacted the most by emotional stress, or the organ that, when imbalanced, can cause qi stagnation is your liver. Some of you probably have heard the term liver qi stagnation before. This is because the liver has two main functions. One is spreading and maintaining the free-flowing movement of qi as well as emotions throughout the body. The other one is storing and distributing blood, especially menstrual blood in women. The liver channel also runs through the genital and lower abdomen area where the uterus is. So any stagnation of qi and blood in the liver channel or organ can directly cause period pain and any menstrual or hormonal problems. So now that you've learned emotional stress is one of the key contributions to liver qi stagnation, which can cause period pain as well as heat in the body and deficiency in the organs. However, this might get a little confusing, but it can also originate from the other way around. If your organs are already functioning at a deficient state due to chronic illness, overwork, or burnout, there will be insufficient qi and blood flowing in your body, right? This will actually cause qi stagnation, and your liver won't be able to maintain the smooth flow of your emotions, therefore causes you to become emotional easily, which then causes more stagnation, period pain, and irregular periods. I will be talking about this exact topic in my upcoming videos, so make sure you subscribe. So at this point, you're probably wondering, what can I do to resolve the qi stagnation, right? There are many ways you can attack this, and it varies from person to person. There's no one thing that works for everyone. It really comes down to what is your ultimate goal. If your goal is to just get some pain relief every month, then you can do regular physical exercise to get your qi moving better and relieve stress. You can also do acupressure on yourself, which I will be covering in my upcoming videos as well, so make sure you subscribe, okay? or you can get some acupuncture treatments done before period to regulate qi and move stagnation. If your goal is to treat the root cause, then you need to be able to process the emotional stress and release it so it doesn't stay in your body. This is definitely easier said than done, and it's going to take time. You can either do the inner work yourself through books or online courses, or hire a life coach, or go to therapy sessions. On top of that, invest in a proper treatment plan with a good acupuncturist and Chinese medicine practitioner. Not only will that help with the pain relief, but also treat the root cause by balancing the organ's functions and regulating qi and blood flow. Therefore, all other accompanying symptoms will get better too. If you can't afford to do that, or for some reason it's not available to you, subscribe and stay tuned, because I will be sharing how you can help yourself at home in my future videos. Bye!